Oh. What in Eve's name? The young doctor and his girl suddenly found themselves at a total loss for words. Who could have imagined that there was such a huge settlement in such a sealed dungeon? This is insane. This isn't just a settlement. It's an actual town. But it looks like there isn't a single living soul in here. It feels like we're looking at a bunch of ruins. This architecture, these incredible structures. Charles passed her fingers on the glossy and smooth material that had been used to build most dwellings. This is barbaric era level of technology. The locals must have reverse engineered the old relics that had been dumped in here. It's incredible that such a secluded civilization could become so advanced. I think it may have happened precisely because they were isolated from the rest of the world. It's not unusual for secluded cultures to focus on the studies of a specific discipline and eventually excel at it. So they had nothing better to do besides studying artifacts from the barbaric era? Kana, do you sense the presence of anyone else besides us? No, it's only us and a whole lot of monsters. But I can't smell any humans in here. What happened to the locals? From the looks of it, this place has been abandoned for years. I guess we have no choice but to look around and investigate. Let's start with one of these empty houses. Wanna smash out their wages and check if there's some money inside? Well, the rest is are gone, so we might as well. Alex and his wife found an abandoned settlement and decided to explore it. Any animal girl in here? Bug. Basketball bugs? Basketball rangers. Easy. What's in here? What is this thing? Alex stopped in front of a strange device he had found on the main road of the settlement. These things are all over the place. This isn't a trash can, is it? A post box? It doesn't have a hole where you can insert your letters. This thing reminds me of that Taurus device we used in Heyline. Hey, you're right! It's like that weird monitor we used to input the passphrase to reach Kalar Village. Yeah, that one. But this one seems even more complex. Cheryl pressed her fingers on the dark surface of the device and jumped back in surprise as it so oddly lit up. Magical signature found. Welcome, number 38659. Select the file you wish to access. Wowie! What's with these shiny letters appearing on its surface? Magical signature found? What is that supposed to mean? I think the system identifies people by their magical power. Maybe one of ours is somehow similar to the energy of a person who lived here? What was this thing even used for anyway? I think it must be a device used to store and transmit data. Apparently they had something similar during the barbaric era. That sounds even more amazing than a megaphone. Look! I can control it by touching the screen with my fingers! Let's see. What if I do this? Charles passed her hand on the monitor with a curious look. A food distribution notice. A monster attack forecast for today. An announcement on some institute's conference? Sounds like there's all sorts of info in there. Yeah. This is really useful. It's like you have an entire library in here. Oh, these letters are making me feel a little dizzy. Ixtab's history. That's it. Sounds like we need to read that. With voice. Ah! Please give me a voice! Ixtab's history. We, Ixtab's people, are the forsaken. We are the needed, the sickly, the sinners, and the indifferent. Our story begins with a common struggle to help each other stay alive. Many of our members were part of the honorable Horus race. Many? While their appearances radically unlike the others, their technology helped save countless lives. Did you read that? The Horus really existed! Of course they did, silly. We even saw their Mars ship in Hainline. After being abandoned, we supported each other and cooperated to survive in this harsh environment. Race doesn't matter here. Those carrying the black ring shall be treated as equals as well. Even with the curse bestowed upon them, they always strive to work towards our survival. They even welcomed outlaws who carry the black ring? So it seems, my dear Kana. So it seems. I'm not surprised to hear that they felt at home here. They still exile or execute anyone who gets the black ring. Everyone was getting along just fine in here. The outside world continues to create unnecessary goods and throw them into the scrap abyss. Thus, their trash was a precious resource that we could use to build a better place to live in. One day, while we lived in peace and harmony in our retreat, the outside world met its doomsday. Ooh. You must be talking about the end of the barbaric era, where the Dark Fiend shattered the old world. A fragment of the Dark Fiend landed close to our settlement. Katos died, and the Haggis of the Dragons decided to seal it away with our home. Our ancestors were warned that they would never be able to see the outside world again. And yet, they bravely decided to discard it along with the people who abandoned us by choosing to stay. They're talking about when Cutie decided to seal the whole cave. These guys were some real hardcore shut-ins. They sort of remind me of Emilia. Hey, that's true to all the good and productive souls who lived here. Hush! Good thing that your sister isn't around. The primary reasons why most of us had been abandoned here were incurable or disfiguring diseases. And thus, we combined our wisdom to heal and survive. Our lives never lacked anything, thanks to the Magi replicators that bless us with plentiful food and water. Magi what? They talk like they could create food and water out of raw magical power! I'm not even surprised anymore. The relics from the barbaric era we sometimes dig up work in ways we can't even begin to comprehend. To continue our legacy, we freely reproduced and gave birth to many children. Our studies let us discover a way to weaken the Black Ring's curse and free us from Mare Eve's law. Thus, we gained the freedom to love whoever we wanted and promised to raise our children all together. No way. How? That's so very indecent! And blasphemous too! The Holy Mare would surely get mad if such a lewd custom spread around the world. Assuming she isn't just a legend. Sheesh, Kano! I know you're not very religious, but the Holy Mare definitely exists. Don't you think so, Alex? Hey, at this point I do see there's a 50-50 chance she actually does. Freed from any bounds to the outside world, we continue to live for centuries in our home. And once the people who abandoned us met their retribution, two noble individuals visited us. They were the Holy Knight Brad and our beloved High Saint Ixtab. Brad! Beep beep. Huh? Wait, that was me? I didn't touch anything, I swear! Out of magical power. Please stand by until the staff finishes charging this device. It's out of power! But we were getting to the real good part! Calm down, Charles. There's another one of these devices just a bit further ahead. We can read the rest from the next one. These things look pretty useful. But I do rather stick to books since they can't run out of power. Am I right? A simple book could have never survived for all these centuries. But it did not run out of power. Good point. Let's just say that both means have their advantages and flaws. Alex and his wife resumed exploring the town with the hopes of finding more working devices. Ooh, darkness. Experience. Come here, Platina. Have some of these. Alright. What's in here? Oh, another dead end. Oh, there's something in here! Maybe for later. This place just... I was gonna go around. This place just keeps going and going. It feels even bigger than Raisin. It's just because the buildings are so close together. Yeah, that's definitely it. But the streets are so tight and stuffy. Yes, I agree with Platinum. There is hardly any room to breathe in this place. I'm sure that you had to make the best use of the limited space you had underground. Look! There's another one of those strange devices right there! Calling them second first! Alright, let's see if it works. Charles passed her center fingers over the monitor and noticed that several letters lit up on its surface. Let's see. We left off at the first mention of the Holy Knight and the High Saint. Right! Here it is! They were the Holy Knight Brad and our beloved High Saint Ixtab. Both were pleasantly surprised by our way of living and praised us for our strive to find a cure for all diseases. To our surprise, they told us that mankind had lost most of the knowledge from the barbaric era. It is not an exaggeration to see that the outside humans found themselves on the brink of extinction. A lot of time must have passed between the shattering and the appearance of the Holy Knight. And these guys continued living underground without having any idea about what happened outside. They wished to see their brethren on the surface, and so we decided to offer them our help. It was our way to show our will to reconcile with the outside world. So the people who lived here helped the Holy Knight and the High Saint with their ritual? That contradicts what Jen said. I thought Ixtab used the Dark Fiend's power. But let's keep reading. Thanks to our Horus knowledge, Ixtab completed the ceremony and granted the Holy Knight his endless skills. However, the High Saint had become one with the Dark Fiend and was forever trapped in his entrails. Oh, so we're dealing with the entrails this time. The Holy Knight, she's trapped in there? The Holy Knight left there with great remorse and departed to save the world with some of our Horus. Huh. As time passed, we made sure to visit Ixtab at any chance we had. Despite our black rings, she soothed our hearts with pious words and treated us all with equal love. Our people came to greatly revere her, and before we knew it, she had become our greatest support. There are even our awards. Okay, makes sense. The Holy Knight was forced to leave the High Saint in here. Wait. So did Aiden absorb not only their desires, but skills as well then? At least in this world? What? However, we soon learned that peace had not returned to the Watched world. We're gonna find out sooner or later about that, hopefully. Or more, at least. The Horus had departed with the Holy Knight, returned and let us know a shocking truth. After acquiring his endless skills, Brad had taken over the world for himself. He proclaimed himself king and created a brutal society that he ruled with his skill-wielding children. What? The Holy Knight forcibly took many wives to produce several descendants with his powers. Forcibly? Some of them inherited a few of his skills and spells, while others didn't. The disparity created a new chance for oppression. The children who wielded some of his skills lacked empathy and simply did whatever he wanted. Because of his foolish actions, humanity was once again falling into a new barbaric era. What? Ah, not again, it's not a magic! And we have no idea how to charge these things. How about you guys use the same method you do with the boat? Sounds like the Holy Knight became a tyrant after taking power. First time I heard about like this. Same here. But it couldn't have been hard to tamper with the records passed to the new generations. History is written by the people in power, and humans only lived in Royal Garden back then. So you're suggesting that the records of history may have been altered to fit the Holy Knight's narrative? Platna thought that Ixtab's members were the bad guys, but now the Holy Knight sounds like a bad guy too? What? Do you think we should really believe what's written in here? Honestly, I don't see why they would have recorded a bunch of lies. But of course, we can't accept their version of the facts without questioning it. Yeah. Let's take a look around and see if we can find another one of these devices. Alex and his wives resumed exploring Ixtab's ailment. I'm kinda also wondering if skills are related with desire of humans in this game. Patna is gonna check if this one still works. Ah! The blonde girl touched the dark monitor of the device and jumped back with a cute shriek as it lit up. Looks like Platna can activate them too. Maybe the system accepts everyone? That sounds too good to be true. Maybe they're just broken. They're incredibly ancient contraptions after all. Good point. Anyway, let's keep reading the records on the settlement's history. Okay, let's see. The last thing we read was about how the Holy Knight and his children ruled the world. Upon learning of her past lover's deeds, Ixtab greatly lamented for all those who had once again suffered. She grieved for many years, and once satisfied, she resolved to stop the Holy Knight once and for all. We all offered to help her. She had become the pillar of our society, and we chose to live and die with her. That is the origin of our name. We are the ones who follow Ixtab's will. We are Ixtab. So these people named themselves after the High Saint. Isn't that a bit too confusing? A bit, but it's not unheard of. They just named themselves after their leader. But how were they planning to stop the Holy Knight? I mean, he's said to be the strongest human who ever lived. And with his endless skills and spells. I don't know. It sounds pretty hopeless. Did I just say that he even wielded a skill that made him immortal? Still, we know that the Holy Knight is dead, and his rule long over. I guess that may have succeeded somehow? However, our goal seemed impossible to achieve. Even our heroes had no hope to win against him, and they were all quickly antagonized by his arrogant children. Thus, the High Saint devised a plan and gave birth to our children in the hopes of gaining a new power. What? A dark ring appeared on her finger, but she happily accepted her fate and devoured it along with her flesh. The merging with the Dark Fiend had transformed her in unusual ways. Her figure regrew each time, but she continued devouring it until the black ring finally vanished. The children born from Ixtab had the ability to attract and manipulate. God damn it! Out of coins again! It's not a magic. These things are completely useless! And there you were saying how incredibly useful they are until a minute ago. I can't believe that the High Saint ate the black ring along her own flesh. Honestly, I thought that she was doing too well from a psychological perspective. Anyway, let's leave it at that and look for another one of these devices. Alex and his wives resumed exploring the depths of Ixtab's ailment. I'm gonna check what's down there. It's emptiness. No? Oh, chest! Oh, thanks. I'm kinda honestly lacking when it comes to that. What am I being glad to? I'm not going there. What's in there? Okay, it's emptiness. New hero syndrome? Platinum. It is a new one. Platinum approached a lifeless corpse of a monster and gazed at it in contempt. Pitiful creatures. They were small change for someone like Platinum. Platinum? Is something wrong? Did you get hurt? Woman, don't treat Platinum like a child. Platinum's an adult. She can take care of herself. Well, you sure are older than all the rest of us put together. And let's not forget that you're a married woman. You could become a married soon enough, knowing our Alex. 1 kid, 7 kids. Platinum can have as many as Alex wants. Easy as pie. That line of thought is only going to create problems. Raising a kid is hard work. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, Platinum? Yeah, have a candy. Yay, candy! How boorish. Sweets are for kids. Platinum doesn't want any. That's too bad. I guess I'll eat your delicious chocolate parfait since you don't want your sweets dead. Thank you very much, Platinum. Chocolate parfait! Want some? No, Kara can have it, since she's such a kid. She hit the rebellious face of a half-dragon's life? I bet she's just got some kind of disease. I guess. Platinum, let me take a look at you next time we stop by a settlement. There's no need. Platinum is completely fine. She's even refusing to get herself dropped! Platinum, to tell you the truth, I'm terrified to step into the hospice all by myself. It's full of anatomical models and spooky skeletons! Do you think you could come with me and hold my hand? Okay, you can count on Platinum. Horse Platinum reference? Sheesh, Alex, you're such a kid sometimes. The prophet was terrific. And good thinking, Alex. Shh! She's going to hear you. Here, have an hour. Platinum had contracted a new disease due to the hero syndrome. Thank you.